Hello guys, and welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be making my predictions for Gameweek 29 of the 25-26 Premier League season. But before we begin, let's see how I did last week. I got two scorelines bang on. I got Fulham beating Tottenham 2-1 and Manchester United beating Crystal Palace 2-1 correct. Plus 3 more outcomes correct, so that's 9 points, taking my season total up to 168. And this is how the table looks after 28 matches. And without further ado, let's predict this midweek's matches. And we're going to start with an interesting one. It's Everton against Burnley. And both these sides scored 3 goals over the weekend. Everton scoring 3 goals in a 3-2 winner against Newcastle. Burnley with the unfortunate 4-3 defeat to Brentford over the weekend. And it's so hard to explain for Burnley. They went 3-0 down against Brentford, got it back to 3-0, then scored another goal and had it ruled out. Then Brentford went 4-3 up, and then Burnley scored at the last minute equaliser, and then it took them about 5 minutes to check, and then Burnley they ended up losing the game. Gale was ruled out as well. And Everton, every time they went a goal down, well, not a goal down, but every time Newcastle equalised, then Everton got a goal back just about a minute later. But with that being said, I wonder if these two sides are going to be tired from all that pressing over the weekend. I'm actually going to sit on the fence with a 0-0 draw. I could see it being quite cagey. Everton don't tend to be good at home this season, so I'm going to back a 0-0 draw on this one. 0-0. Next up, we've got Bournemouth against Brentford in a battle of the bees. And, Bournemouth, what did they do? Bournemouth drew 1-1 with Sunderland over the weekend. Brentford, as I just said, with that 4-3 victory over Burnley. The thing is, though, the game is at the Vitality, and I do like Bournemouth at home to get results. Brentford on the day can score goals as well. I think I'll go for Desmond on this one. I'll sit in the fence with a 2-2 draw. I think point wouldn't really be a bad result for either, but both are pushing for Europe, so don't really know there. But 2-2 draw is where I'm going on this one. And next up, we've got a huge battle between two sides that were promoted last season: Leeds United against Sunderland. And this is an interesting one as well. Sunderland with the 1-0 draw against Bournemouth last week. Leeds with a 1-0 defeat to Man City. I did watch that game. But I do like Leeds at Ellen Road. I think Ellen Road is a fortress. And they're against the Sunderland side, who are winless in the last 9 away games now. I know Sunderland do have Granit Xhaka back, but I think Leeds might actually get the win here. I think Leeds might just have enough quality in the tank. I'll go Leeds to win 2-1. I think, it wouldn't surprise me if it was a draw, but I do like Leeds at Ellen Road, so 2-1 to Leeds. Next up, we've got Wolves against Liverpool. And, well, this is an interesting one. Wolves with 2-0 victory on Friday night against Aston Villa. Liverpool with a 5-2 stonking victory over West Ham United over the weekend. The game is at Molineux, but as I say, Liverpool, they are firing in goals right now. They're scoring for fun. They're getting results over the line quite frequently. It was an impressive win for Wolves, and I do tend to like Wolves are more at Molineux this season, and they've looked better in 2026, that's for sure. But against the Liverpool side, who are firing on all cylinders right now, I've got to back Liverpool. I've got to back the Reds. I'll go Liverpool to win 3-1. I'll go fairly comfortable as well, I think. Wolves could get something here, but I do think Liverpool will ultimately get the 3 points. 3-1 Liverpool. Next up, we've got Brighton against Arsenal. And, well, if this... Brighton are in pretty good form right now. They're back of a couple victories. Brighton beat Forest 2-1 last week. Arsenal beat Chelsea 2-1. We'll explain more about that game when we get to Chelsea. But the game is at the Amex, and I do like Brighton at home. But it's Arsenal, and I can't look past them. Not when they're fighting for the title, and they've got to keep winning and keep chipping out points to stay ahead of Man City in the league here. I'm going to back the Gunners for a win here. I'll go Arsenal to win 2-1. I think Brighton might get a goal from somewhere, maybe Pascal Gross or Danny Welbeck, Mitoma maybe, but I do think Arsenal just have the quality to go over the line here again. 2-1 to the Gunners. Next up, we've got Manchester City against Tottenham, Nottingham Forest. And, well, this is... Yeah, Nottingham Forest did lose 2-1 to Brighton. Man City with the 1-0 victory over Leeds. That Antoine Semenyo goal proved to be the winner just at the end of the first half in injury time. But it's at the Etihad, and I do like Man City. It's like I said about Arsenal, they've got to keep winning to keep chipping away at Arsenal's lead. They've got a game in hand, and they've yet to play the Gunners for a second time this season, but I think it's got to be... There's one winner for me, and that's City. I'll go Man City to win 2-0. I think could be a clean sheet here. 2-0 to Man City is where I'm going. And another crucial 3 points for them. Next up, we've got Fulham against West Ham United in a somewhat London derby. It is a London derby. West Ham with the 5-2 defeat to Liverpool. Fulham with a 2-1 victory against Spurs last week, over the weekend. And you know what? Fulham, it is at Craven Cottage, and Fulham look alright at the minute, don't they? I believe they're 9th in the table or something. They are still in the European conversation. West Ham shipped 5 goals at Liverpool. I can't see them winning here either. If it was at the London Stadium, maybe I might be backing West Ham for a draw, but it's a Craven Cottage, and I do like Fulham at home. I'll go Fulham to win 2-1 again. I think 2-1 will be enough for the 3 points. Maybe Jared Bowen might score for West Ham, but I do think that Fulham just have enough quality for the 3 points. 2-1 Fulham. Next up, we've got Aston Villa against Chelsea. And this is a big game. Villa, they've actually dropped down to 4th in the table now. They've been leapfrogged by Manchester United over the weekend. And Chelsea, of course, Villa losing 2-0 to Wolves. Chelsea with the 2-1 defeat to Arsenal. But I think part of that is because Pedro Neto got a red card, got sent off. And... I think if they kept all 11 men on the pitch, things might have been a bit different, and my 2-2 prediction may have come in. This is at Villa Park, and I know Villa they're not on a great run of form at the minute, but I do prefer Aston Villa at home. But they're against the Chelsea side, who under Liam Racine has really turned a corner themselves. neither seem to be overly prolific at scoring goals recently, although Chelsea on their day can score 2 or 3. But I think I'm going to sit in the fence with a 1-1 draw here. I think Villa might make it tight, and I think they might actually lead and then Chelsea find an equaliser. Maybe both in the first half and then ride it out in the second. But 1-1 is where I'm going, point apiece. Next up, we've got Newcastle United against Manchester United. In another big battle, Newcastle are 12th in the table. Man United have leapfrogged Villa up to 3rd. Newcastle with a 3-2 narrow defeat to Everton over the weekend. Man United beating Palace 2-1 on Sunday. It's tricky. The game is at St James's Park, and I do tend to like Newcastle at home, but they're against the Man United side who are on very good form. Them and Man City are on the form sides in the division. The thing is, Newcastle have got a lot of games coming up, and recently they've some Champions League games, an FA Cup match, a Premier League match. It's going to be tiring. I think the players are going to be tired. I'm going to back Man United here, 2-1. I think Newcastle could have could end in a draw, but I do fancy Man United more for the win. 2-1 to the Red Devils. And then finally, we've got a big relegation battle. It's Tottenham Hotspur against Crystal Palace. And, well, this is an interesting one. Spurs are at home where they've only had 2 wins all season. Palace, though, they've been struggling recently as well. Both these sides off the back of 2-1 defeats. Spurs to Fulham, Palace to Man United over the weekend. But this is tricky because Palace are a mess right now, but so are Spurs. I could see this going any which way, so I think I might sit on the fence here with a 1-1 draw. This is on the Thursday night. I do think if either side, especially if Spurs can find a win, I think they might be safe from relegation. But I think at any points would be good for either side here in this fight. And a 1-1 draw, a goal and a point apiece. And there you have it, guys, all 10 Premier League matches for this midweek predicted. I'd love to know your predictions in the comments down below. And I'll see you all in the next one.